Hello and welcome back to Adobe Live. My name is Ryan Selvey and we are joined by Maggie Johnson. We're really excited to be we're excited and we're unexcited because we're doing back to school stuff. And I feel bad when I ever see anything back to school related before like August 20th. I am far out of school, but I still have the PTSD of like walking into a superstore and seeing back to school when I'm like, it's not even 4th of July, but we have passed the 4th of July. So I guess it's appropriate. I guess it's something we should work on. But Maggie, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yes, I know. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but it's time, you guys. We got to face our demons and we got to talk about going back to school. And it's going to be great because we're branding and it'll be fun. So it's going to be okay.
Um,
Um,
can you tell us a little bit about your background and what you do for a living?
yes, absolutely. So my name is Maggie Johnson. I am in Atlanta. I'm an East Coast lady. So is Ryan. Well, East Coast guy, not claiming you into that. But so we are East Coast people. I have been in graphics and digital design my whole career. Recently have been a little more into the marketing side of things, so which is a little less designy, but branding design is where my heart lies, and that is what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be branded a little bit. I don't want to spoil it, but we're doing a back to school brand, and we're going to do a school supplies brand, and it's going to be so cute and so fun. And so, yeah. Oh, a little where you can find me. That's why I have this up. Um, I have a portfolio. I do need to update it, but it's pretty much updated. But so you can find me at my portfolio right here at my website, or you can find me on Instagram, either personally on the right at Maggie Johnson or at All Caps Design, which is my silly little LLC that I operate out of when I'm doing my design work, where I've done a lot of my branding things. So you can find me there, or of course, here on Adobe Live, or floating around the Adobe Live Instagram. Sometimes I'm there too. So,
Now
yeah,
you're saying you are a optimist as well as a digital designer. Are you a digital optimist or are you just an optimist?
oh Lord, both. An optimist in all areas, I would say. I know I always put that in. I think a lot of designers are like this. I'm definitely an extrovert, definitely chatty, which is why this is good because I can just chat to the world. And yeah, I'm always feeling positive about things, always positive about designs. And you got to be positive in the design world because sometimes it's hard. So you got to be positive. That's me, digital designer and optimist. I'm so glad you're here.
Oh, thanks. I'm not even down here in the bottom corner, but I will be here in just a second, mind you. Just give me a second and I'll pop
Yeah.
up.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, I can go ahead and talk about a little bit what we're doing today. We are
Yes.
designing a school supplies brand today. Branding is love of my life, so we're going to be doing that. And then, of course, it's appropriate because, again, sorry to bring it up, but it is almost August, you guys. So we got to start talking about it. Um, but no, school supplies is also fun. I don't know about you, Ryan, but it was always definitely like I felt better when I got my school supplies and was like putting my backpack together. And then it like does get you a little excited. Like I
Oh, yeah,
have
absolutely.
maybe that's just because we're artsy people and we like
Well,
markers.
there's also new beginnings. Like, I wish as adults we had more new beginnings. I feel like you kind of get into the constant grind and then you lose that idea of a restart or a refresh. So I'm always a little bit jealous of like educator friends who have that constant refresh to be like, okay, I mean, don't get me wrong, I would also love the summers off, but even
Yeah.
that aside,
No, it's very real. You got to kind of make your own whimsy in that in your adult life. But you know what? Consider this your everybody's start today. That's what we're gonna that's what we're gonna go with. Okay.
all right,
Well,
so what are
shall
we
I
working
jump
on?
in? Yeah, so I'm gonna jump right in. I have our little plan. Um, funnily enough, this is kind of near and dear to my heart because I originally went to school to be an art teacher. Never ended up doing that. I think all in for good reason. Ended up needing to do what I'm doing now, which is good. But there is a part of me that does this like scratches an itch because I did want to be an art teacher at one time. So here's
Yeah,
our
so
little
why did that
plan.
stop? Why not?
This is a whole thing. The short version is I ended up going to art school first instead of design school,
Right.
and didn't enjoy art school very much. In that I needed a little bit more of the like technical side of things. which is why I ended up studying industrial design, which is product design. And it's a little more mathy, engineering-y. And so I learned that I kind of liked those two things being married and like that world a little more than I liked just art.
Okay.
And yeah, anyway, I still to this day think I would love being an art teacher, like to littles, because that's so pivotal, like playing with art when you're 6 just means the most. And so
It's
I
before
don't know.
there's that self-hatred, as awful as
Absolutely.
that
Like,
sounds.
no, it's true. Imposter syndrome doesn't exist when you're 6,
Yep.
hopefully, God willing, and you just get to create and be creative. And so anyway, I ended up not doing that, but ended up in graphic design, which still is fun. I get to play with colors and do all the things. And here
Uh,
we are.
And
Here
here
we
we
are.
are. So let's hop on into this. What are we
Yes,
looking at?
let's do it. Okay, so yes, the plan is going to talk a little bit about this brand. Spoiler alert, these are the colors, and I have named it Doodle and Dash, and that is the name of our brand today.
Very cute.
I thank you. I know I near and dear to my heart because we get to be cute and colorful, and I love that. We're gonna design logos, obviously. Can't have a brand without a logo. Creating the supporting graphics is gonna be a main part of our stream today, which are gonna be the doodles. Ha ha ha, yuck, 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 doodles, because it's Doodle and Dash. You'll get it in a minute. We're going to do a quick mock-up and then we're going to jump into Express to design a school supplies list and I can show you some new features that are in Express.
All right. Well, while you
Let's
kind
do
of
it.
get that set up and start going, just want to say hello to a bunch of people that are over on chat. We have Clever and Nate, Barbara, Cody, and Pam's. We also have Apurva, Robert, Mike, Black Becky, and more. So thank you guys. As you are in here, I will be keeping an eye on chat, and I will be able to relay that over to Maggie. I see something from Pam saying there is a lot to be said about ending something and beginning something new, which I agree. And lots of hellos and good mornings. So hello and good morning back to you guys. Apurva's wondering if blush pink is the color of the day, which like we're the first stream of the day, so I think we're allowed to choose if
We're
that's
allowed to
right, right?
choose. So is what I'm hearing that we need to have blush pink? Say less.
No, no, I'm saying we can have more.
Saying more.
I'm
But
just
blush,
saying we get to decide if it's the color of the day. I think it's up to
oh,
us.
I say yeah. I say yes. I actually have been loving pinks, hot pink and blush pink, hence why this was the original pink I had in there, but I'm making it slightly more blush
Yeah, how
for
did
the
you
sake
pick
of it.
your color palette?
Yes, I wanted to talk about this, colors and fonts, because this I think is the hidden, how do I say this positively? Hidden pain sometimes of branding. It's the fun part, right? Like picking your fonts and picking your colors, but I think it's hard because
Okay.
there's a lot of pressure, like
Yes.
going into that and picking the right font. It just feels a little daunting sometimes. Um, I was taught to think of colors and fonts as personalities, as
Okay.
though they have personalities, which is why I picked these two right here. I decided not to take us into Adobe font, but I do work largely in Adobe font to find my fonts just because they're commercially safe and you can use them for professional brands or personal brands or whatever.
Right.
Um, well, let's start with colors. I'm getting ahead of myself. Colors wise, obviously we want these to be fun. Um, I know we talk about, I know you've seen this online, the like beige movement or the sad beige movement. Have you seen
I
this?
like millennial beige movement.
Like
Yeah.
millennial beige. No offense to anybody. Don't comment hateful things. I'm not offending it. However, when it comes to kiddos, I do strongly believe that you should lean into colors
Yeah,
because
you need that. You need the playful colors. It's important.
they still don't know what their favorite color is. You got to show them all their favorite colors. And so,
Absolutely.
so that is partially the reason I'm doing this is because it's, you know, we want to be bright, we want to be fun. Couple things with this. We do need some darks and some lights and some mediums. We
Mm-hmm.
need the range of it. I determine that because I know obviously what we're going to be drawing later. But for some of the doodles that we're going to do, we are making them a little bit dimensional. And so I needed a range of values to bring in. So that's why we have lights, darks, and mediums. And then to be honest with you, some things I picked just because I liked, and if they don't work, they don't work, and we can X-nay them, but we'll see how it goes.
They're gonna
Uh,
work and it's gonna be great.
they're gonna
So
work and it's gonna be great.
trust the
I have a good
process.
feeling. Yeah. Sometimes I think you end up losing some mediums. This is kind of our base color, so I could see this guy not making it just because he is so contrasted, or
Yes.
excuse me, lack of contrasted, but Fonts wise, I have chosen our main font to be Area Normal, excuse me. Um, Couple different reasons. One, it is not a lot of contrast width-wise and height-wise. I think that's important. I think the less contrast, the less dramatic, and we don't want this to be dramatic. We want this to be like approachable and fun. Another thing is it's not a monoline font, and what I mean by that is when you have one thickness that is the entire stroke of the letters.
Right.
It's not a monoline font, but it's pretty even across the board. Same thing, not super contrasted. Um, Makes it a little bit more approachable. And I think it's pretty basic, but the reason it needs to be basic too is because we're adding a lot to this and we can't have like crazy fonts and crazy patterns and crazy colors all at one time. That's a lot. So, that being said, that's where we're starting. We are going to jump into this. Um, I am trying to decide if we want to go full black or bold, and I'm a little bit leaning towards bold the more I'm looking at this. Because I'm
I can see
thinking,
room for either, honestly.
I know, what do you think? Let me tell you this. I can see this. I'm thinking logo wise, I could see some outlines around these logos, like some
Yeah.
offset paths. And I'm wondering if we do black, it might be too thick, but we could try it too.
Yeah, I think bold is giving a nice clean look,
Yeah,
whereas black might be a little too heavy.
might be a little too heavy. These are the conversations that people who aren't designers are like, what are you saying? They look the same. And I get that too. I know that's a lot.
No, it's all part of the process.
It is. Okay, first things first, I'm going to go in with the touch type tool. Um, and the thing I like about the touch type tool is we can actually address the issue we were just talking about. Um, Touch type tool allows you to edit each letter um, individually without breaking the editability of it, which is what I really love about it.
Non-destructive, baby.
Non-destructive. I didn't know if that was like a common, like, is that what most people say, non-destructive? I didn't
Yeah,
know
I
if
feel
that
like a
was
lot of
like a
times it can
universal.
be.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
but both works though. It can be still be editable. It can still be non-destructive. And you access that by going into the text tool, holding down on the text tool, and getting into the other options, right?
Yes, I actually, the shortcut for that is, I don't even know actually. Oh no, I think it is just Shift T.
Is
So
it?
yes, if you go into Shift T, it is here, and then just T is text. But if you Shift T, you have touch type tool. But yes, it looks like it is
And
underneath that guy.
and so now you could hypothetically even change the D in Doodle with a J, and it'll still keep that kind of process.
Yes, absolutely. Well, so we were just talking about the bold versus black situation,
Mm-hmm.
and I will show you exactly why this is
Oh my gosh, look at that
valuable.
alternate for the E. Did you see that?
Oh no, I didn't. Oh, glyphs. Let's talk about
Look at
glyphs,
that. Look at
Ryan.
that. That is a weird.
I don't know her. I don't know her. I've never seen her before.
She's crazy.
Actually, let's really quick look. I talked about this on my last live stream, and I think it could be really useful for shut the front door for
Oh, they have
people.
circles. Look at them.
Yes, if you don't know about glyphs, if you go into type in glyphs while you have your text box selected, you can oftentimes fonts will have all of the alternative letter variations here. A lot of times it's for different languages, right? So if you have accents and things like that, you can find them in here, but sometimes they'll just have like funky, different ways to write
In
different letters.
reference to that crazy E, Emily Poulin is in the YouTube chat saying she's
She
crazy.
is crazy, Emily. She's
Don't know
so
her. Look at those A's too. So it clearly has a simplified, you know, A system or whatever, where it doesn't have kind of the overhang. I forget the proper term and type.
I also don't know. I know it's in the
Um,
back of my brain.
Ascender, I guess. But then they also have this crazy 90-degree modular version for every single type, and that's a whole
I
different vibe.
do honestly kind of love it. I feel like if you were using this in like a tech company or even just something a little bit more professional, that could be a little bit valuable. I don't know. I like her. I don't know if she's working. I don't know. Maybe
I
she
don't
would
know.
work. For it.
She's
I
she's she's her own woman.
She is her own woman. I'm kind of liking this though. This was
Yes.
the one that they had in place for us, and I do think that this matches a little bit
I
more
think it
with it.
matches the D better because it's right above it.
Yeah. Yeah. It looks a little, it flows. It's circular, round. That's another reason this font is good. It's
Clever
utility.
says getting glyphy with it.
Oh,
Na 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 na
oh,
na na.
then before I decided to do the school supplies brand one, was gonna do creative flirty stickers,
Mm-hmm.
and I decided to do this because of the time period. It's just like perfect because it's late
Because you
July.
wanted to traumatize all the children.
I
Yes,
did, I
yes.
did. I wanted to traumatize all of the the 7-year-olds that watch Adobe Live.
Yes, yes. Welcome.
But I ended up going with this. But I'm gonna add that one to my list for my next stream. I'm doing it. I'm doing little flirty stickers, and that's what we're gonna talk about.
We'll have to
Okay.
tune in. Hopefully, I can be the host for that one.
Yeah, Ryan, I'm gonna book you right now. Let's make that happen in September.
By the way, there are a few comments that your website is not working, so that might be
No,
an
that's
after
fake.
stream situation.
Let me make sure it's the
Um,
right thing.
oh, also, Nate is
Uh-oh.
asking what makes a monofont a monofont.
Oh, that's a great question. How do I explain this the best? I can show you really, really quick. If think of this as your line in a monoline font, monoline fonts have the same thickness all the way around. So little type lesson for you. Most letters are not actually the same thickness around visually, um, because vertical lines appear thinner than horizontal lines. Did I say that right? Yes. Vertical lines appear thinner than horizontal lines. So most fonts compensate for that. So you can't tell, but this thickness and this thickness is actually slightly thicker than this thickness. Um, and that is to compensate because if it is, the same line all the way around, sometimes it'll look a little bit off. That being said, there is a place for that in the world. Monoline fonts, you just need to look them up. Look up monoline fonts, and you can tell that they look a little more blocky. They look a little more uniform, and sometimes you want that look.
Yeah.
And sometimes it can feel a little elementary, which is kind of nice. You know what I mean? There's just a time and place for everything. Um,
Uh,
so
Elementary, like elementary school.
like elementary school, ha 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 ha, yuck yuck yuck. Which is kind of why I didn't end up going with a monoline font for this, but why I, you know, wanted it to be mostly uniform.
Meanwhile, Clever is also adding the distinction that monospace fonts are where all glyphs each occupy the same amount of horizontal space, which is also important.
Yes. Yes. So, yes, oftentimes, like for example, the distance between this O and this D needs to be compensated. Whereas if it was the same distance apart, you would appear to have too much space down there. So it's often compensated. I know we've also got a lot of crazy going on the screen. But
Also,
listen,
Ted's Little
y'all.
Dream is in the chat saying hello in all caps on YouTube. So thanks for being here. Reverb Mike's in Behance saying monofont sounds trunky, and he spelt it like an elephant. So we're all having a good time. It's a
You guys
saucy
get it.
Tuesday
You
morning.
get the bit. Okay, here's one thing about this. You can get rounded fonts. They exist. I did fall in love with this font too quickly. My own fault. It happens. I fall in love fast. But I do think we would benefit from some roundedness on this guy.
Yep.
And so what we're going to do is we're going to go through and select, let's see what happens actually. I'm going to select the font, just press A and see what it rounds when we round everything. That's actually didn't
Oh,
do
you
that bad.
crazy.
I know, I know. I was really just on one just then. I
There
want
are
to.
screaming type designers in the chat. They're not here yet, but it's there.
Oh, the time. Yeah.
Allison E is here though as a Maggie fan. For people who are just joining now, I would love to hear, without reference to what we've been talking about for 20 minutes now, what you guys think this brand is for, based
Oh
off of the
yeah.
visuals that we already have.
Yikes, this feels like the real test, Ryan.
Got to keep everybody on their toes. So
That's
you're just
fun.
going in and you're using the corner tool to kind of curve things out to make them a little bit more
Yes. Yes.
soft around the edges, right?
I sure am. One of my favorite things to do is if you have an edgier brand, If you option A select, no, option A click, you can click through lots of different types of like chamfers and fillets and things like that. So this
Option
guy
A, click.
obviously, yeah,
That's a good
option A
call
click.
out.
I mean,
Um,
but for this time, we're just doing basic rounding. We can't go too crazy with it.
and I remember when Illustrator implemented that back, I think it was like back even in college. I think it wasn't there yet. And you had to do this crazy workaround, this crazy process of going and like getting a circle and lining it up directly to the edge, and then using Pathfinder to cut it out. And it was exhausting.
You're like, you guys, no, we need to not do that. Listen,
So,
this is one thing I really am thankful for is I feel like, well, Ryan, I know you are right involved in this because you work a lot with feedback, right?
yeah.
And it's true in that I feel like Adobe really listens to the feedback that is given to them by creatives. Like it's not just like, I think that's why their tools are successful. Not paid to say it, I swear. I really mean it. I've been using Adobe for or Adobe. I've been using Adobe products for a long time. But it's true in that I think they really listen to
All right. So
the
you're saying we
community.
need to get you to the front of the line to add all your revisions to Adobe programs. Got it.
Well,
Got it.
listen, Ryan, I do need to get on your list because I would love to be I'd love to be in the room, in the panel
The
that
room where it happened.
the room where it happened. I did, those that get it, get it. Okay, I promise I'm
Okay.
not going to run corners the whole time.
So we're about 25 minutes in. What else is on our to-do list today?
Yes. So we're gonna leave her where she is
Because she's
because
looking great. I'm
yeah,
loving her.
she's good. I can get nitpicky with it all day long. I do a lot of this right here, which is option drag, so we can save different versions of things.
And why do you do that?
Just you never know because things inevitably will change, especially if you're working with clients. If you're working with clients, um, inevitably there's going to be changes, and you need to be able to go back to version after version after version.
Okay.
Uh,
And so
all
you
right,
just did
what
an
we're gonna
offset
do?
path.
Yes, doing an offset path, and going to just get rid of some of these inside guys that we don't
Make
need.
a nice big blob around the letters. And so why do you do this rather than just adding a stroke to the side of the letters?
Okay, yes. So if adding a stroke to the letters, few things. One, it is married to the stroke of the letter rather than the shape of the letter. And sometimes that can get real sticky, especially if you've got like O's and D's and things that have inside shapes.
Hmm.
Um, and so offset path thinks of things more as a whole and will properly scale things out exactly to the dimension that you selected. And so there's a time and place to stroke a letter. I know it is like a hot topic though in front with designers. Like, be careful who you talk to about it because a lot of people, will be like, there's never a good reason to stroke a letter, which
Right. But it's also one of those things. It's like know the rules to when to break the rules, and I feel like the younger
absolutely.
generation has been breaking the rules with it, and it has its own aesthetic now.
It is
Um,
so funny. I'm actually working with a brand and they're like next generation focused.
yes.
And their whole messaging behind the branding is to be a little bit messy and to not have many rules. And it's actually really fun. Now, it's hard to, do that well
Yeah, to
sometimes.
do that and make it look nice,
What am I doing? Yeah, it's hard to, yeah, because otherwise it can just look, ridiculous and
because then it can
messy.
also look like it wasn't designed by a designer.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Um,
Also, we have a comment in the chat. Could you bring your microphone a little bit closer to your face?
Absolutely, y'all. I know. I am using this so that there is a mic closer to my face
Oh yeah,
and
much better.
ASMR with Adobe.
ASMR Doodle Dash. Also, hello to Jeff Yass in the chat. Emily saying the only rule is no rules.
The only rule is
Um,
no rules.
D&D, but make it back to school.
I know, I know. I almost didn't do this because I knew there was going to be somebody that said D&D, and D, and I was like, okay,
It
not
being
Dungeons and
Emily was
Dragons.
not who I would guess to say
That
it,
is
but
so true.
thank you,
Emily, I
Emily.
would never have guessed it had been you, but love of our life, Emily.
All right, what tool
Okay,
was that? Now we're in the pencil tool. What's happening?
yes. Okay, pencil tool, arguably my favorite tool. Um,
Oh,
And we have some new updates to the pencil tool. Don't know if y'all have heard about it. I'm sure you have because it's everywhere because we're freaking out about it. Before, the pencil tool did not have what was called live preview. So this is what the pencil tool looked like before, and we had these tiny blue lines. This is the perfect example of why it was a pain in the butt because this is blue on orange, which is like one of the highest contrast ones, and you couldn't see it until you populated your stroke. If you go into pencil tool and you select live feedback and live curve fitting, it now shows you a live preview. And this is like in the latest update. And let me tell you, it might be my favorite that has happened yet in terms of updates.
And you use it mostly for shape creation?
Yes, mostly for shape creation. Sometimes for letters, like adding into letters, I work a lot with letters. And so sometimes you need to, be able to draw it and see it. Or if you're tracing something, especially like especially if you're tracing something blue and you're trying to draw it and then you're trying to follow these like little blue lines, it's just a pain. So
Right.
now you're able to, All right, here's what we're going to do, y'all. With Doodle and Dash, we're going to create some illustrations to go with this. This is a maximalist brand, okay? It's a school supplies brand. It has to have school supplies illustrations. There's just no other way. And so that's what we're going to do. We're going to go in and we're going to start drawing some. I want these to be a little messy too. Like, I don't want them to be super perfect.
Okay, so it has that hand-drawn feel. Are
It
you
has
using
a
a
hand-drawn.
stylus or are you just using your mouse?
Okay, I'm embarrassed. I just moved and my mouse is currently MIA and so is my stylus. So I'm using the trackpad.
Trackpad
However,
warriors, go off in the chat. We have lots of
but
trackpad warriors. People get
but
really
I
excited about that.
listen, one of the best designers I know, John Hill, if you're listening,
Ryan
he will
Selvey.
be here. Oh, right, Ryan, actually, specifically. No, he swears by a trackpad. He
Yeah.
only uses a trackpad. And in school, when we were doing 3D model, like CAD models, he would use a trackpad, which is actually insane behavior. But I love him, and to each his own.
Got that carpal tunnel. Baby.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, y'all. So what we're doing right now, we're doing a glue bottle. That's where we're starting, is with a little glue bottle. And so I don't know if you remember like the Elmer's glue bottles, but this is roughly
Well,
what
this
they
is
look
this
like.
is a unsponsored stream, so this is a Gilbert glue bottle.
This is true. This is Johnson glue is what this
Johnson. I was like trying to think of. Have you
I
ever?
know.
I've never met an Elmer before, but I've also
I
never met an Elmer I didn't like. So,
I don't know.
um,
Adding a little
when's
label.
the last time you used an Elmer's glue bottle or a Gilbert glue bottle?
A Gilbert glue bottle. Don't you know I was thinking about this when I was like mocking up what we were going to be talking about today?
Yeah.
Couldn't tell you. I actually have used a stick semi recently,
Yep.
but I can't tell you like liquid glue has its purpose in this world and it's, it's been a
As
second.
it should.
Okay, so right now this is, for lack of a better word, monoline. No, it's vectorized, it's whatever you want to call it. I actually want to bring in our colors and we're going to go ahead and start just so you guys can kind of see where I'm headed with this. Some examples of this. I see this being a combination of this like simple vectorized style, but then also full color. Let me show you what I mean.
Cody's saying, honestly, if you're going for the messy hand-drawn look, the trackpad is probably great because then you can't be too precious with it being perfect.
This is really true. I don't want y'all to think I'm lazy and just wasn't willing to buy another mouse or do that. That's not what I'm saying. Because I totally would have gone out and just rebought a mouse for this. However, it was one of those things. I was like, honestly, you don't want it to be, super clean because we're like going for that hand-drawn look.
Clever
Took the words
saying,
out of my mouth.
I keep bottles of glue in white and clear near me at all times. There's messes to be made. So I went and I put a poll in the YouTube chat, which is, have you used liquid glue in the last 5 years? So far, we have 5 votes. 60% of people say yes, and 40% of people say no.
I am shocked. It's
I'm
that
shocked
many.
as well. Yeah.
You guys, I love this. Did y'all ever put glue on the back of your hand and peel it
Yes, I did.
in school? Okay, I was like, please say yes, and then I'm not the only one.
It's like you unlocked a memory for me. So
Oh,
when you're using coloring for these, you're just using the eyedropper tool and you're just referencing the blocks that you have at the top of your
yes,
document, right?
yes.
Do you ever use
I
swatches or do you mostly? It's okay. This is not to guilt because I
yes,
tend to
no.
not use. I tend to just have squares and then I'm like I should use swatches, but I don't.
I will admit right now that I most of the time put them in front of me. However,
Yep.
I need them in front of me.
Yeah.
This is my only thing, which I know you can pop the swatches panel open. I know, don't yell at me. But like, but I do usually, and I change them so often. I find most of the time when I'm designing a brand like from scratch, it's a lot more like this, a little more chaotic, a little more chaotic. That sounds bad. You're one of my clients. I'm much more organized than it sounds. But it's better to have it kind of in front of you. And then when you solidify the brand, you can build your library, build your swatches, and then you can use it to make other things. That's when you can pull it in.
Fantastic. We're about
Hot
halfway
take.
through our stream. Emily's saying Gilbert Glue, the latest back to school novel, Flat Stanley's cousin.
Emily, you are so witty and creative about your words, and that should be a whole stream for you. Emily should do a stream on naming things, actually, because naming things is so hard.
Oh, it's all so difficult, and I get so in my head about it.
It's so easy to get in your head about it. All right, we've got a glue bottle. Also, have no fear if we don't get through as many illustrations as we want. Shameless plug, I did create some illustrations beforehand. So if we need to pull in some from our bank, that's fine. We can totally do that. I'm gonna create some crayons because
Thank you for saying crayons and not crowns.
judging you slightly if you say crowns.
All right, I'm going to end the other poll. I said pool. Wow, I'm already messing it up. With liquid glue in the last 5 years, 62% yes, 38% no. But I'm going to start a new poll now based off of this
Oh,
conversation. And
because
I'm going
this
to
is,
say,
let's talk about people, what you can chat about.
how do you say crayon? Crayon
And
the right way or crown the wrong way?
not that we're biased, not that we're telling you what's right and wrong, but we are. I guess it's because I know it's often like regional, but I don't know like what region normally says crown
I don't know.
versus
I've met some
crown.
crazy people in my life.
I don't know. They're just different. No judgment. We welcome you here at Adobe Live, even if you say crown.
Do we? I'm not sure.
We do. We do.
We have
All
two
right.
votes already. 100% crayon. Should I end the poll?
LOL. End it now.
End it before it gets out of control.
Another one is okay. How do you say caramel?
Oh, I switch around. I switch around.
I do
I
too.
switch between caramel.
I
Like
do too. I feel like it
ice
sounds so
cream with
weird.
caramel.
Oh, I think I'd say ice cream with caramel, but then I would say like I'm eating a caramel.
But I'd say I'd eaten a caramel candy.
Maybe I don't say that. That sounded bad. That sounded wrong as I said it.
I feel
I
like it
don't
switches out. Evie says camel.
know.
No, get out of here.
Go. Boo. Tomato, tomato. No.
Jack is mentioning that we're missing crayons, like cranberry, from the Midwest.
Oh,
Oh,
that
that's a crazy
was not
one. I'm
inclusive
not even
of
including
anything.
that. That's crazy.
Ryan's like, I'm just here to judge you
I'm
guys.
gonna say, hey
Wild behavior.
Ryan, thanks for hosting. But
Ryan,
if
this
you
is your
could
last
not
stream with us.
alienate our audiences, that would be awesome.
You guys, it's just a bit.
I'm gonna be like, guys, don't worry. We don't want that audience anyway.
That is too much. That is so funny. Oh my Lord. Okay,
Uh,
what color crayon do we want? I'm thinking, let's pull in green. Obviously.
uh, a
That's the
purpose
obvious.
saying car ML, like a car
Caramel.
ML,
I don't think I've ever heard that before.
caramel, caramel.
I don't
I don't
know.
know.
I don't know.
Cody says crayons. Oh no, and she's moderator. So what do we do?
Oh,
I've
no one
self-imploded
is
the
safe.
stream.
No one is safe.
No one is safe.
Okay, here's where my vision is going with this, right? We're creating all these little guys. We're not just gonna have glue and crayons. I have dreams of scissors and pencils. We're gonna do pencil next, pens, all the things. But this is what we can use to decorate, if you will,
Of course.
around and obviously if you have crayon packages, you can include some crayons. I also envision actually some very cool, cute versions of this where you have like this on a box, and then this is actually cut out, and then you can see through the box and you can see the colors of the crayons. But
Oh,
not that I
cute.
thought about it. Not that I thought about it.
No, but I
Hmm.
love that. I love when it's like
We're
the product is part
creative.
of the packaging.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Um, I am gonna keep going with our illustrations, but I see this as a couple different things. I think this is like a step in the right direction. I think it's if you're gonna go maximalist, there's like a delicate balance in it. I know you know this, like balancing that and having moments that breathe and having white space. There's just a time and place for all of the things. Um, I think this brand could do well with some more vectorized lines like these guys. I'm not sure if these fit in the brand, but maybe some just squiggles that feel a little more simple. Maybe some swirly gigs. That's something my mother says, swirly gigs. I don't know if that's a Pamism or if that's a.
I just closed out the crayon poll with 100% saying crayon and 0% crown, so they passed the test. But since we're messing around with the pencil tool, and I really wish to get better with the pencil tool, but I personally use the pen tool a lot. So I'm
Oh
gonna
yeah.
put in the YouTube chat, which do you like more, the pencil tool, the pen tool, or the shape tool? And
Oh
I'll let that run in for a little bit. That's a little bit more on brand for actually Adobe Live.
yeah. To be that actually feels like on brand to what we're talking about. That's good. Getting the right information out of everybody. To be honest with you too, I probably do use Shape Builder a lot more
Mhm.
than I use. I don't know. I do use a lot
They
of
all have their
pencil.
different uses, you know.
They have their different uses. I feel like I tend to be like full chaos, which is a little more pencil, or um, full structure, which feels shape to me. I don't know.
Right.
And then pen is like the neutral evil. I don't know.
Jack saying, I just asked Corey how he pronounces crayons, and he laughed hysterically at me when I pronounced it. I guess crayons are in the minority. um,
This makes me so happy on so many levels.
we have a pervert saying, kids these days come to school all grown up. Our time, they were just more fun.
Say that
And
again, Ryan.
Chinese. Perva's just being nostalgic about growing up, and kids
Oh,
these days being grown up as they get into school. That is true. I mean, when I was in middle school, I was unsightly, and middle schoolers now look like they have been in middle school for 10 years, completely professional.
no, you gotta have the awkward phase. I'm very passionate about this. You gotta have it, and it
Yep.
appreciates your
Kids don't
glow
have it
up.
anymore. They just
You
like
don't have it.
know how to look like they're put together, you
I
know?
know. You're like, that's wild. That was never my truth.
I'm
I
like,
wore
how do you
these
not have any
same.
pimples? Like, what is happening?
What do you mean you know what skincare is
What
before
do you
you're
mean you have a
20?
skincare routine? What?
Yeah, no, made up. I don't know. No, happy for them. That was not me. I wore the same three things, I think, all the way through sixth grade because you don't know what you're doing and you don't know how to dress yourself and you're just out here doing your best. Yeah, no, it is interesting
Oh, I like
when
this little swirly mouth.
I do
He's
too. Okay,
queasy.
he's a little crazy.
Yep.
So are toddlers.
Yes.
So are elementary schoolers. I don't know if you saw me playing with like the different eye shapes and things. There's a
Hmm.
fine line with eyes. I was
Yeah.
like too close together can look kind of crazy. Like I feel like that looks a little scary. And then I was also
I'm here
trying
for it.
to.
I like little monsters too. Like I like
They kind of
when
are
I
though.
don't know if it's still popular. There was a period of time there where monsters were really popular with like kids content. Um and you know, everything now we have Skibbity Toilet, so like I don't know where we're at. But
I don't know what it means.
it also reminds me of Face from Nick Jr., which I loved. I
Oh
really related to
yeah.
him.
Okay, wait. Quick vote. We need one vote. Do we like ignore him? He's fine. Do we like crazy eyes or normal eyes? I don't
I kinda
know.
like Crazy Eyes, honestly.
All right. All right. Let's full send. Maybe
It
it's
just
not
feels like
crazy
everything's
enough.
closer together, so it feels more dynamic and more attached.
You know what? User research, right? Put yourself in the shoes of your users. If you were a kiddo and you were trying to draw something fun, you'd probably do crazy eyes, right?
There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Nate is saying those are cute. Um,
Thank you.
Cody's also agreeing that she loved Face. Reverb Mike is saying Aliens versus Monsters. Oh, I also love Aliens too, so I don't.
Aliens versus Monsters. That's the movie, right? That was the name of that movie. Did you ever see that
Oh,
movie?
was it? Oh no, that was a
There's
DreamWorks, I think, right? Was that DreamWorks?
Yes. How do you know that? Where did you pull that from?
No,
Yeah. You're like,
don't ask me about physics class or chemistry.
but I can talk to you about the DreamWorks
I
movies
can
all
tell
day
you
long.
I can tell you about it. Robert also agrees with Crazy Eyes. Cody agrees with Crazy Eyes. So I think we're in a good place
All right.
right
This is
now
what
with
she said.
9 votes on the Adobe Live YouTube channel. We have Pen Tool in the lead with 78%, Pencil Tool 11%, and Shape Tool tied with 11%.
Okay.
So if you guys want to change that at all, just hop on over to YouTube and make sure you vote. There's going to be a huge impact based off of your vote.
This is changing the face of Adobe based off of your
This is
vote in
user
the chat.
feedback. Oh, there it goes. Oh, we just got another pencil tool. So someone heard me out and they said,
They
so,
said, I will do it. They said, say less.
so say
Okay,
less.
I think as our final act, before we bump over to Express, we are going to create, what am I doing? I was going to create something even. Oh, no. I'm
With a
losing my
shape.
mind.
What?
I
Also,
know.
welcome back, Bree. Good to see you. Good morning. Bree is very active on our Discord channel, which if you guys are not members of Discord, you should check it out. It is linked in the server. Linked in the description. And it is a great place to be able to talk about all different shows that are going on. We have the general section to just have chats and say hello. You can see Bree is right there. But also, if you go into different areas, you can go into our community shows and just a place to hang out when we're not live. Yesterday, I actually even went live for about an hour while I was working on something for Adobe Live with a stage channel, and people just hopped on in. So trying to figure out, I'm thinking about maybe doing a game night or something.
Stop it. I will
I
be
think that'd
there.
be fun. Yeah, because
In the deep.
Discord has a lot of games. And I'm like, you know what? Why not? We should all hang out.
This is how it should be. We're all, a lot of us are working remote and sitting in our computers, doing the thing. Might as
Yep.
well chat with each other. All right, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do something crazy.
Oh, Pentool is still. We got more votes in, and Pentool is still in the lead with 62%.
Wow.
So it's killing it. Oh, look at this long, skinny pencil. Is this a number 2?
This is Is it a number two? Of course. This is a Ticonderoga for sure. You can tell.
100%.
I remember trying to get the Ticonderoga pencils. Like the first time I got them, I was like, "Wait, this is it. This
Th-
is it.
This
This
is
is
this
it.
is the difference.
This is so nice." Again, something that maybe not everybody cares about. But I cared back when.
Ooh,
Okay,
little slits. Here for that.
I know we can't have a pencil without slits. Is it a pen or is it a pencil? There's slits at the pencil,
There's
and I don't
slits.
make the rules. I don't make the rules. So we're just gonna add two little slits. And what I did was I stole this line from this edge so that we could have a funky line.
Stolen.
Stolen. It's
And how did
okay.
you
It's
do that? How'd you steal
mine.
that edge?
I dragged out this shape right here. I deleted the sides, made it a stroke, and made that, well,
That's a
changed the
nice little
color.
hack.
Made a little,
Smart
yeah,
to
a little
have.
haul. Work smarter, not harder. What we're gonna do is we're gonna outline these strokes so that they're shapes, and then we're gonna come over to Pathfinder, the love of my life, and we're
Ooh,
gonna,
see, now this is also another place where people differ. You just did how I normally do it, but I'm also trying to teach myself to use Shape Builder more now, because everyone that streams always uses Shape Builder. So I'm very happy to see
um,
you use Pathfinder.
I can admit that you are cooler if you use Shape Builder,
Thank you.
and that's okay. And I can admit that, and it's fine. But I did learn this way. And for things like this, if it's more intricate, I definitely will pull out shape. Like if you have a lot of moving parts, or I
Right.
think there's a time and place. I think there also needs to be,
And the little tip,
yep. Oh
the
look.
little lead.
Oh look.
All right, so
All
we got
right.
about 10 minutes left or so. Time is flying by. We've made some crayons. We've made some glue. We worked on this logo. We made some faces. We made a pencil. We started off with this great color scheme. And this is all for a back-to-school supplies aesthetic
Brand.
for elementary school,
Yeah. Yeah.
if you're just joining us.
Look at our pencil. I am in love with her. It's actually, I think, my favorite. It's
Do
That's
you
the best
remember
time
those
on.
ones when it was just a horrible eraser and it just smudged everything around? It didn't
Yes.
do
It's
anything. It
like
just made everything
not
black.
actually, yes, it's actually just rubber. It's not even, it's nothing productive.
I
It's
was like,
just,
who
yeah.
approved this?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Okay, we're gonna jump into Express with our last little bit of time. We're gonna do a little whoa, whoa, and we're gonna
Look at
hop
that.
into Express. Here's our school supplies list. I am going to cheat a little bit and come and steal this. I've already formatted it for us.
And
Um,
did you make that just with shape layers?
I actually made it. Actually, I am gonna show you how to do this first. But we will steal the information but I want to show you how I did it. So,
The table
charts and
tool.
table tool. Did you know they had this? I am definitely like newer to Express. Well, I say newer, like in the past year.
Right.
And oh, losing you guys. Hello. And I just did not realize, I did not realize like how much I would use it. One thing I love using it for is animations because I am not like an After Effects guru. Um, slash animations are not like in my day-to-day workflow, but sometimes you need things to animate. And so
Right.
I love coming in here to use to animate. But another thing is the tables. I actually wish that Google Slides and some other programs would incorporate some of the elements in this.
But you can easily
I
add
will show you.
columns and add rows.
Yes, add
Um,
columns, add rows. If you want to delete them, you come in here, select them, and do delete column.
that's
You
easy
can
enough.
also, yeah, merging. This is what I love is merging like this. You can merge cells. So if you have like a wonky moment, you can do
Oh my gosh, we
that.
already have a merger. We just started with designs and doodles, so we already have a merger.
I, you just
It's
can't even make it up.
successful.
I mean. Yeah, and then resizing it is super easy. Changing the colors of things. One thing I love too, if you have, look at this, I've already got our brand colors
Look at
dropped
that.
in here. Libraries being integrated with Express changed my life.
Fantastic. So you made these in the library originally?
Yes, I made them in the library.
Fantastic.
Yes,
So that's more than like you said you just kind of have things in front of you with color swatches, but I mean it also kind of works if you have the colors in the library.
it's true. I am lying partially to you. I don't mean to lie. But yeah, I do a lot. If you come to libraries, I don't see it right here. Libraries.
There they are.
And yeah, and you can come in and drop in your.
Oh, look at those scissors. Those were fun.
I cheated a little bit because I knew I'd run out of time because
Hey, Martha
I
Stewart
always run
doesn't
out of time.
cheat. No one sees her pull the cake out of the oven and says, "No. No, Martha."
No, she didn't do it. Oh, yikes. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I can't claim anything. Yeah, I did just want to highlight this though. And the charts, I know since we're talking about school supplies and schools, I have some teacher friends who started using Express um, in their classrooms. And because there's, which I think is so cool, their school systems have bought them Adobe Express, which I think is amazing. But they have really utilized charts and things, even in, high school age and things. So for sake of time, I am going to steal this guy for us. But I was
Mike
going to show you how
has
you
a
can
great
tell.
point in the chat, and I'd love for
Yeah.
you to even sell me on it because sometimes I feel the same way.
Yeah.
Reverb Mike says, Express seems like extra work. I could have just made it faster in Photoshop. How come you move over to Express sometimes and you stay in Photoshop other times?
That is a great question. I think client wise, okay, there's so many reasons. When working with clients, especially, I find this important and helpful because a lot of clients don't want to be sent, a million PNGs um, when working with things. And so it's nice. Wow, I'm sorry, I'm designing and talking.
You can design and talk.
Things like libraries, things like moving things into Express are super helpful because you're able to compile things that are shareable and editable. For example, trying to send a client a Photoshop file and then being like, what do you think about this? And then if they want to make notes on it, there's just not a way. But Express is a great way to kind of bring people who are not professionals into things. Obviously, if you're working with designers, you can trust them to jump into a Photoshop file. So I think the shareability of it is super helpful. Um, and what I probably use it the most for. And then a lot of things like what I was saying earlier, um, it does have some accessible tools like animations that are just easier if you need something quick. Obviously, if you are a motion graphic designer, you're not going to be using the animations in Adobe Express.
But
But
if
if
you
I
need to do
just
it
need
fast, you
to
could.
do what?
You need to do it fast, you could.
That's true. That's true because it's faster sometimes, and sometimes
Yeah.
you just need to be able to, you know, drop it in.
Don't need to reinvent the wheel.
Absolutely. So I think there's, a time and place for it. I think also the social media integrations you can post directly to Instagram, you can post directly to TikTok, you can manage ads now. This is a new one I've heard about. I'm like nerdy about it, so I like study what is new and coming out.
Hey,
Um,
this is a place to learn about it, though. So
yeah,
I
yeah.
say go for it.
So you can directly, you know, export, you can schedule out all of your social media posts for the month if you want. And I don't know, you just can't beat it. That's a good question. I think there's a time and place for all the tools, right? Especially as a professional designer, there's, time and places to use all the things. But what
Oh,
else
it
are
even
you
has
doing?
the little marker cap come off of it too.
The
It's
little
funny.
marker caps. So these are some of the ones that I did design beforehand.
Okay.
Another thing I like is that you can directly copy and paste. So I did create some smileys before, but I like the ones that we did
You know, like
better.
our crazy eye ones that we made.
I like our crazy eye ones so much better. How much time do I have left, Ryan? 2 minutes?
About 2 minutes or so, but we've got so much accomplished already.
I mean, listen,
We have to get a lot of things though. We have to get 8 count markers. We have to
you
get 2 packs of 12 count crayons.
you do.
Oh,
There's a lot. There's a lot. Y'all better go to Walmart or Target or wherever it is that you get your school supplies.
stock up.
Um,
A pack of
I
college ruled paper. These
yeah.
children are already on college rule.
I feel like okay. Tell me. I feel like I would had to get college ruled starting like early. I feel
Maybe
like
I
that.
did
I remember
too.
being a thing. I only remember using because I remember thinking that being like, why are we using Y ruled?
Right.
And because we use or why are we jumping into college ruled? We use why does Y ruled exist if we don't even use it?
Ooh, Robert says Belonging did a survey for the pronunciation of crayon in the U.S. He put it in the Behance chat, but I'm also going to take this time to go ahead and put that in the general section of the Adobe Live Discord, as you can see right here.
So if you're a real
Da-da-da.
one, you'll go look at it
So if
and
you're a
you'll
real one,
join
you'll
the
hop into
Discord.
that Discord. You'll say, hey, you'll say, this is from Robert, but Ryan posted it.
I'm obsessed.
Ryan gets the credit.
I'm gonna drop in some squiggles, some of our squiggles that we have
Oh, little
talked through.
squiggles.
They just make me so happy.
They're great. They add a lot of personality and texture and just kind of help with the weight distribution of the piece.
I think so too. I think we could probably play a lot with scale. Maybe I've made these a little too big, but anyway, all in all, I think it's fun. I think everybody's process looks a lot different, which is one reason I was so happy to get connected with Adobe Live and honored that anybody would want to see my process.
Oh,
That's
1,000%.
wild.
We had a great time.
And yeah. Oh, but yeah, I can try and figure out how to get this shared as a remixable template too, and drop it in my bio. I'm gonna work on my portfolio. I'm glad I did this because I definitely, submitted my portfolio places, and so I'm a little bit concerned that people don't know.
All right.
Uh,
Well, then
one more thing,
great.
one more thing,
Oh, one
one
more
more
thing.
thing. So quick, just to show my love for animations in Express. I did prepare these beforehand. I know we're not talking about animations in this specific one, but look, we're gonna go shopping right now.
Boom, 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 boom.
Got all of the
Oh,
things
we did
of
not get the
our
backpack,
backpack.
though.
We didn't get
Backpack
the
is not just going to have to carry that to school.
we you guys are just gonna have to figure it out, but that's okay. Wait,
No, there you go. It works.
and backpack.
Cute. All right. Well, thank you so much for walking us through that. Thank you much for coming on the show. Appreciate it. Make sure you guys stick around. Next up, we have office hours, but there's no Andrew. It's just Nick Longo. So he is going to be doing it solo. And yeah, it should be a real good time. Thank you to everyone who voted on our polls. Thank you
So fun.
for walking us through wonderful back to school and having, some trauma. But
If you or someone you love is going back to school, hug them and buy them some pencils. Buy them some Ticonderogas.
that's
That's
very
true love.
nice. That is true love indeed. All right. Well, thank you very much. We hope
Thank
to
you,
see you again
Ryan.
soon. And make sure you guys stay tuned for office hours, which is up next. All right.
Awesome. See you next time.
See you
Bye,
next time
guys.
and see you on the Discord, of course.
course.